The Google Pixel 2 XL. Mark Walton, your Wired Daily Briefing. Today, Google is looking into reports of OLED screen burn-in on its new phones. A fifth of antibiotic prescriptions in England are unnecessary. A major new Facebook trial eliminates non-promoted posts from its news feed, and more. Get Wired Awake sent straight to your inbox every weekday morning by 8 a.m. Click here to sign up to the Wired Awake newsletter. Point 1. Google is investigating Pixel 2 XL screen burn-in. Google says it is actively investigating reports that the OLED screens of its new Pixel 2 XL phones may suffer screen burn-in that leaves ghostly after images of user interface elements on the display. TechCrunch. The problem, spotted by journalists with early review units, appears to only affect the LG-made Pixel 2 XL, and the ghosting effect, best seen when switching to a plain grey image, appears to be minor, although it's not clear how longer-term use will affect the screens. Some reports indicate that the after images disappear after a few seconds, as compared to standard screen burn-in, which is permanently etched on a display. Point 2. Public Health England. A fifth of antibiotic prescriptions are unnecessary. Public Health England has warned that up to a fifth of prescriptions for antibiotics are unnecessary, contributing to the dangerous rise of antibiotic-resistant bugs in the UK. BBC News. An estimated 5,000 people die every year in England every year as a result of antibiotic-resistant infections. The new Keep Antibiotics Working campaign aims to engage patients in the effort to reduce antibiotic use by urging them to follow doctors' guidance rather than asking for the drugs. Monday briefing. Tesla's planned expansion into China. 3. Facebook trial eliminates non-promoted posts from its news feed. Facebook has begun a larger-scale trial of a revised news feed that will show only friends posts and promoted posts from pages, which typically exist to promote or share news about businesses, charities, hobby clubs and artists. The Guardian. The trial, which is taking place in 6 countries, gives users 2 feeds, one for friends, family and content page owners have paid to promote, and the other for all other posts by pages. Media sites in Slovakia are reporting a massive drop in traffic that will likely disproportionately affect smaller publications. 4. NOAA predicts the USA's third warm winter in a row. Government scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration are once again placing their bets on a warmer-than-average winter. Wired. NOAA climate scientists incorporate heat-trapping carbon dioxide levels when they run the models that produce their seasonal climate predictions. But they note that there are other global forces that have a bigger impact on the winter prediction, such as namely the poorly understood El Niño and La Niña phenomena. Point 5. Only the USA and Syria are not signed up to Paris Climate Agreement. Nicaragua has signed the Paris Climate Agreement, despite the Central American country's concerns that the proposed measures don't go far enough to tackle climate change. BBC News. The move means that now only 2 of the world's nations are not signed up to the agreement: war-torn Syria and the USA, which began the process to leave the agreement earlier this year and will withdraw from it in 2020. The agreement commits signatories to an attempt to keep the average global temperature from rising more than 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Book now for Wired Next Generation. Wired Next Generation is our unique educational and inspirational festival dedicated to and designed for children aged 12-18. On November 4th at London's Tobacco Dock, this one-day event will showcase the future and explain how young people can influence it. 6. Kaspersky announces transparency initiative to clear its name. Anti-malware firm Kaspersky Labs has announced a global transparency initiative that will see it open its code and practices to independent review in an attempt to counter allegations of collusion with Russian intelligence services. Ars Technica. Recent reports from the US press and government have asserted that Kaspersky's antivirus software was used to spy on US intelligence contractors who took their work home with them. Kaspersky plans to open 3 transparency centers in America, Asia and Europe, where government representatives will be given access to the inner workings of the company's software. Friday briefing. Blue Origin test fires new orbital rocket engine. 7. From seeds to skyscrapers, these wooden towers are eating CO2, designed to trap thousands of tons of carbon within the walls. Wooden skyscrapers are more than just architectural statements, they're monoliths of modern environmentalism. Wired. I can hold the number of tree seeds it took to build Murray Grove in my palm, says Andrew Waugh, of Waugh Thistleton Architects. His flagship timber build in Hackney, London, completed in 2008, is 9 stories high and constructed entirely from cross-laminated timber CLT. This wood is a natural storage source for CO2 and was harvested from a sustainable forest. Point 8. Shrews shrink their skulls to survive winter. A new study has found that the tiny common shrew Sorex araneus becomes even smaller in winter, thanks to its unusual ability to shrink the size of its own skull. Nature. The German researchers also found other factors contributing to reduced body mass during the cold season, including reductions in the size of the shrew's heart, liver, lungs and spine, and a massive 20 to 30% reduction in brain size. This is likely an adaptation to reduced food resources for the creatures, which have unusually fast metabolisms. 9. Star Trek Discovery is getting a second season. UBS has announced that it's commissioned a second series of Star Trek Discovery, starring Sonequa Martin. Green TechCrunch. The network says that the series has prompted a record number of sign-ups for its CBS All Access streaming service in the USA, which has exclusive rights to the show. In the rest of the world, Star Trek Discovery is available on Netflix and has received strong reviews and fan interest. 10. First 13 Xbox One backwards compatibility games launched today. Microsoft has confirmed that the first 13 original Xbox backwards compatibility games will be available for the Xbox One from today. Eurogamer. Originally planned for a November release, the first tranche of games includes Red Faction 2, Ninja Gaiden Black, Sid Meier's Pirates and Grabbed by the Ghoulies. They'll all work from original Xbox discs or digital licenses, and will also be available to buy from the Xbox Store. Popular on Wired, here's one ingenious way London can tackle its air pollution crisis. More than 9,000 Londoners die prematurely every year because of poor air quality. But it's not a new problem. The Great Smog of 1952 caused the deaths of 12,000 people in just 4 days. Back then, as London choked on chimney fumes, one project had an innovative solution. Wired 11.17 on sale. Know how Microsoft got its groove back. This month we go inside Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella's mission to transform one of the world's largest technology companies. We also report from Tokyo on Art Collective Team Lab's unique creative process and its ambitious plan to turn the whole world into a canvas. And we visit Adidas' new Speed Factory in Bavaria, where robots can make every single pair of shoes unique. Out in print and digital. Subscribe now and save. Podcast 340 Deep Mind Breakthrough. Russian trolls listen. Now, subscribe via RSS or add to iTunes. Get social. Follow Wired on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn and YouTube.